Hey everyone, Ruben here, Kinder Dog PDX. This here is question of the day, number 11. So the question goes, we have an 8-year-old terrier. He is food aggressive, barks at us when we eat, takes food out of my kids' hands, and barks incessantly at visitors. We are going to be getting a new puppy soon, and we need to work with him so he doesn't teach the new puppy his bad behaviors. All right, great question. So basically, you say your dog's food aggressive, barks at you when you eat, takes food out of the kids' hands. All right, so in many of our other videos, we always talk about like symptoms of an underlying issue, and barks at you when you eat, takes food out of your kids' hands. Basically, it's saying that he is able to do those things, right? Because he's got the freedom to move around. And so we got to start somewhere. So we need to eliminate the ability to even do that in the first place, okay? So there's going to be a certain level of management that needs to happen, okay? And your dog's 8 years old. How long has he been doing this? 8 years, 7 years? There's a long time to be practicing those kinds of things. So we're gonna have to start way back at the beginning, and for us, it would be like teaching the dog place command, okay? Because this keeps the dog in one spot. If he's in one spot, over here off to the side, and the table is over onto the other side, he can't take food out of the hands, right? Or likewise, if the kids are running around and they have food in their hands, if he's on place, he can't take the food out of the kids' hands. If you're eating, is he sitting right next to the table? If he is, we have to move him away from the table because he just has easy access right there. And if we're not giving him what he wants, then things are going to start to escalate, and that's probably why we have the barking going on now. So we need to move him over there, right? And we also need to hold him accountable for that. So when we tell him to go to place and he jumps off, we need to say nope, give him a correction, and then move him back over to where we wanted him, right? This is all to develop new habits. Like when we eat, this is where you are at, right? Because right now, being next to the table is too much for you, and it leads you to doing negative things. So we need you to come over here, right? Later on down the road, once your dog has maybe earned a little bit more freedom to go back to free roaming abilities, at that point, then we could, send him away if he's next to the table. But I mean, like for me, if I'm eating, I put my dogs on place. Like they don't need to be free roaming around the house and, coming by where I'm eating and starting to beg and things like that. That's not me doing what I need to be doing, right? Which is giving my dogs direction. Okay, they're dogs and they're gonna do dog things. And if I'm eating something that smells really good and tasty, you bet they're gonna come and sit right next to me, right? So I wanna, even if they're not barking at me, I wanna move them away. Okay, the barking is just a little bit more demanding, right? Barks incessantly at visitors. So again, place command works really well for that, but there's also another strategy that works really well. So again, this requires we're gonna have to go back and teach our dog leash pressure and teaching them what good, yes, and nope means. And there's a lot of pre-training that needs to happen before starting to dive into these kinds of things, right? So if your dog is way far along in the training, what you can do is, say you're having guests over, let's put our dogs away. So I heard this a while ago from another trainer, and I really liked the idea of it. So basically what it is put your dogs away, people are gonna come over, right? Put your dogs in their kennel. You can bring people in, let them get comfortable, and then you're gonna say, hey, I'm gonna go grab my dog. And then you're gonna go to wherever your dog is in the kennel room, or wherever their kennel is. You're gonna bring them down on a leash, right? Because you got to mitigate any chances for self-fulfillment, right? And they're gonna self-reward if they can go and run and jump on all your guests and stuff like that. So you're gonna bring them down on a leash, and you're gonna walk them directly to their place board, right? And you're gonna say, place, down. And they're gonna maybe be super excited to see the people and whatnot, but that's okay. They're just gonna work through that excitement, right? hopefully too, you would be remote collar training your dog. So if there was any barking or shenanigans going on, you could correct that stuff. But the idea is, you know, you just bring your dog down and you're telling them, like, you don't need to worry about these people. Okay, they are our guests. You don't need to bark at them. I'm just going to walk you through and put you on your place board. You could even go as far as walking them around. We like to do that, you know, when people come over for working with the new dog, we'll walk them around the room for a few minutes because it helps de-escalate their excitement, you know, because they're going to be maybe trying to look at the people and, you know, getting all happy and squirrely, which it gives us perfect opportunities to keep their eyes on us, you know, using the leash pressure in such a way that tells them to keep moving forward, follow me. And again, it helps to lower their excitement. It actually puts them in a better position to want to go to place and stay there because I just work them mentally around my guests. Okay, so you know, the next part is like you're going to be getting a new puppy soon. So, you know, it would be my recommendation that you don't get a new puppy in a few months. It sounds like it might be a done deal already, and so it is what it is. But it would definitely be my recommendation that you hold off on the puppy, get your existing dog into a really good space, you know, because you never know. You could start training and then maybe things become super clear for him and all he needed was just some more clear communication and everything goes great. But you're going to have a hard time trying to train one dog while also trying to work with a brand new puppy. Okay, it's going to be a challenge. It can obviously be done. People do it all the time, but you just want to keep that in mind. Okay, make it easier on yourself. Wait on the new puppy. Get your first dog into a really good space first, so then you're not having to do double duty, right? The first dog can basically take care of themselves with a little bit of guidance from you, while you can solely focus on the puppy. Okay, so that wraps up question of the day number 11. So again, follow us, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. You can subscribe to us on YouTube, where we've been posting these up for future reference. You can obviously see these here on IGTV. So if you have any questions about this, feel free to send us those questions and we'll get those answered up for you. Anyways, we will see you next time. Talk to you later. Bye.